Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a really quick video because I've been hearing a lot of parents tell me that they are stressing, they're struggling, they're finding it really difficult at the moment, mostly because they've got the prospect of not only obviously everything else which is going on, but they're having to homeschool their children. And a lot of parents are really stressing about this and really worrying about it. So I just wanted to do a little video just to give you a few ideas that might maybe help. The first thing I want to say is if there is a day when you're finding it all a bit too much, then don't worry. If you miss a day, it's really not the end of the world. I really think it's important to keep up your maths. Not just maths though, obviously all your subjects as well. Obviously I'm a private maths tutor, so for me education is really, really important. But if there's a day when you don't feel like you can do it or you're just really struggling, then don't feel like you have to sit down and do the workbooks or sit down and go through sheets and sheets of papers or sit down and write out your times tables or anything like that. You can try and incorporate it in a really fun way if you can. I've seen really a lot of good examples of this. There's loads on social media of people making their own board games or doing different painting or with Lego. I've seen people doing fractions with Lego, and that's amazing to see. That's really it's what I'm all about as a tutor, trying to make it as fun as possible. But the best thing you can do is actually just incorporate it in your everyday life, because I do appreciate that sometimes you don't have the time to necessarily make a board game or guess all the Lego out, and it takes quite a lot of creativity, and a lot of parents are actually still working from home, so finding the time to do that is very difficult, especially if you've got other children as well. So there are ways you can incorporate some maths just in your everyday life. Maybe once you've finished your dinner, while you're all sat around the table, you could say, right, we're just going to go through our times tables. And that doesn't have to be writing them down. I wouldn't say to get all the pens and papers out. Just say them out loud, so just quiz each other. And don't just quiz the children, quiz mum and dad as well. So go around and make you all do your times tables or read them out, or try and make it fun as much as you can. Or perhaps if you're doing some baking or some cooking, get the child to help you measure out the ingredients and get them to tell you when it's reached a certain number. Or a really, really simple one is get your child to tell you the time. Say, oh, what time is it? Get them to look on the clock and work out what the time is. Perfect. If it's a child who's trying to learn how to read the time, that's the best way to do it. It's a real life situation, and that's what they need their maths for. So that's all you really need to do. Obviously, if you find the time and you can do the workbooks and the worksheets, they're brilliant, they're so good, and there's loads of online resources which I spoke about in a previous video. But if there is a day when you're just feeling like it's all getting a bit too much, with everything else that's going on, all the other stresses that everyone's got, don't worry about it. Try and incorporate it in a different way that day. Think, well, what I'm going to do is, instead of doing that, I'm going to quiz them after dinner, or I'm going to incorporate it in a different way. If you have any ideas that you'd like to share with anyone else, definitely comment them down below so other people can get your ideas.